Alright, hello. I know I can't get too logical about the crazy, exaggerated, yet epic fight sequences in Demon Slayer, but what if I give it a try? Let's break down some injuries from Demon Slayer so we can figure it out if we will be able to survive this epic demon fights or not. Okay, let's start strong, shall we? A simple cut on the hand. Oh, no, wait. The sword has reached the biceps. Wow, that's painful to watch. This person would already have been unconscious from the pain, not to mention the bloodbath that would ensue. We see how the cut goes from the second interdigital space of the hand between the index and the middle fingers. It's almost to the shoulder. Additionally, it's a fairly clean cut, so we should congratulate the sword sharpener. Wound basically breaks the arm longitudinally into two, so the muscles, tendons, and ligaments that control the movement of the hand and the arm are damaged, making mobilization impossible. In the forearm, we have special muscles, which are responsible for the rotation outwards and the rotation inwards. Then we have the brachial muscles that help us with the flexion and the extension of the elbow, and to top it all, there is the aggressive cuts to the nerves. The motor nerves are responsible for sending signals from the brain to the spinal cord to the muscles, allowing movement and muscle contraction. The recovery of these nerves is tough and slow, so the only demonic regeneration and amputation is an option. The neck. The carotid artery and the jugular vein are vital structures running through the neck. The carotid artery is a thick artery that splits into two branches, the internal and the external artery. The first one provides oxygenated blood to the brain, while the second one supplies blood to the neck and the head's superficial tissues. A transverse sword cut to the neck can sever these branches, leading to a significant hemorrhage. If the internal carotid artery is cut, the lack of oxygen supply to the brain can cause a stroke and permanent brain damage or death. On the other hand, the jugular vein is a large vein that does not supply oxygenated blood to the brain, but rather drains deoxygenated blood from the brain and the face. A cut to the vein can cause significant bleeding, but it's generally not as dangerous as the cut to the artery. Alright, Tanjiro versus Sanemi Shinozugawa. This is a traumatic injury. Nasal bleeding may be the sign of a fracture of the nasal bones or injury to the nasal mucosa. With a strong blow, these nasal bones, which are two elongated and rectangular bones located in the upper part of the nose, may be compromised. Fracture to these bones can cause nasal bleeding due to rupture of blood vessels in the nasal mucosa. It can also cause displacement of the nasal mucosa, which can obstruct the flow of air through the nose and cause difficult breathing. Moving on to Tanjiro and Nezuko versus the Swamp Ghost. A strong punch to the stomach can cause abdominal contusion, which is an injury to the abdominal wall or internal organs such as the liver, spleen, or intestine. An abdominal contusion can cause internal bleeding, which may manifest as bleeding from the mouth, as we see here. However, these bleeding can also occur from the back passage. Spitting up blood after such a blow can also indicate a lung injury due to the force of the impact. Note how strong the girl is. Whether abdominal or pulmonary internal bleeding is likely. Okay, moving on to two female demons fighting, which are Nezuko and Daki. So here the girl was basically shattered, but look at that leg. Traumatic amputation of the thigh affects several important structures in the region, including bones, muscles, blood vessels, and nerves. The bone that extends from the hip to the knee is femur, and it is the largest and strongest bone in the human body. And here it is cut with surprising ease. The medical procedure used for this is called osteotomy, and an oscillating electric saw or an amputation blade is used generally. But even with those tools, cutting the femur requires technique, strength, and time. In addition, the thigh region contains several important blood vessels such as the femoral artery and the vein that supplies oxygen and blood to the leg and hip. Traumatic amputation of the thigh can damage these blood vessels, which can cause severe bleeding. And that brings us to the end of the video. All I hope is that video taught you a valuable lesson. If you're not a demon who can regenerate, it's best for you to not get into such kind of troubles. See ya, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like and comment what your views are on these injuries.